Nvidia is down almost 2.5% after hours to $168 a share. The reason for this is they have just released their Q2 earnings, and we're going to be going through these right now. We'll be taking it to my discounted free cash flow model and my Buffett-Grimm intrinsic value model to see if this stock is a buy or a sell. So just quickly, Nvidia over the last year was at pretty much highs of, and we can see the year range at 346, but it ended the day on about 333 and is down almost 50%. This stock was unbeatable over the last 5 years, got to its all-time high and has dropped down since then. Since the pandemic, even with this drop, it is still up 186%, even beating stocks like Amazon, not so much Apple and Tesla, but they're different beasts entirely. But this stock has been on an absolute tear, crushed the market, but has been on a bit of a downtrend recently. So is this the right time to buy? Let's go straight to the earnings. So we have the 3 months ended in 21, 22, and then we have the 6 months ended. So is revenue up? Yes, it is. 6.5 billion to 6.7, and we can also see the 6 months is up as well. Next, we're going to be looking at the net income, and net income is down. So despite this increase in revenue, net income is down quite a bit, 2.3 billion to 656 million. Now, the reason for this, as you can see, is the cost of revenue is up dramatically. Even though we've had 200 million in revenue, cost of revenue is up almost 1.5 billion. Now, if we look at the operating expenses as well, the R&D is up quite a bit, 600 million, bringing the total operating expenses to 1.7 to 2.4. Overall, this has made a massive decrease in the net income. Still profitable, yes, but a massive decrease to what we saw. Earnings per share drops obviously as well, 95 cents a share to 26. Next, we want to see if they're buying back shares, issuing more shares, and Nvidia have been issuing more shares. I've already said this a million times, but why is this important? Well, if you own one share of a company and there's 10, you own 10%. If they issue a few more shares, that decreases your percentage. But Nvidia was issuing more shares back here in November to January, and once again here, this was good because the stock price was anywhere between $250 and $350 a share. It's now at 167, so that was good that they were issuing shares at that point. They're able to raise capital and hopefully use it accordingly. Next, we want to look at the free cash flow. And how do we get free cash flow? Well, cash from operating activities, which is here, minus capital expenditures, which in Nvidia's case is purchases, property, equipment, and intangible assets. And we can see net cash from operating activities is down almost 1.4 billion, 2.6 billion to 1.2. And the capex is up 300 million. So overall, this will make the free cash flow about 800 million for that quarter. Let's take it to our models. Now we can see that the trailing 12 months is 6.2 billion, a decrease from the previous year. We're calculating the future free cash flows, discounting them today, and this is going to give us a terminal value and then a calculated stock price of Nvidia. Firstly, we're looking at the averages, but let's see what this brings us. So this would give us a calculated stock price of $108 a share. So let's investigate this a little bit further and see what we have. So in terms of revenue growth, analysts are expecting a decrease in revenue at the end of this year, around about 1%, but then an increase of 13%. So the increase in 2019 and 2020 were obviously massive growers, but now it's going down. So let's say that they're going to grow at about 13.7%. Next, we're looking at the free cash flow rate. I think this is a fair estimate. Net income margins as well. Let's bump this up slightly. We'll take an average of these two. That's about 31. So I think this will decrease the price overall because of the net income. But yeah, see, once again, $109 a share. And this is with massive free cash flow in 23 and 24. Now, discounted free cash flow hasn't liked this stock in the past because its value has been a lot higher than the free cash flow it generates. But this is obviously, or was, a very fast-growing company. We've seen all the things of what we saw earlier. This stock had gone gangbusters. Now we're going to look at a different metric. This is the Buffett-Grimm intrinsic value model. Earnings per share and expected growth rate is obviously the trailing 12 months. Let's have a look and see what analysts are saying in terms of 5-year growth for Nvidia. Yes, 22.8%. And let's take this in and see what this would give a Buffett-Grimm intrinsic value. So interestingly enough, it says that the fair value is $182 a share, and a Grimm price, which is the buy and hold price, the margin of safety around 25%, 136. So it's saying it is at a slight discount at the minute, but yeah, it's saying it's pretty much fairly valued or well, 5% less, and the grain price is a lot though. So both the models are saying it's about fairly valued or overvalued at the minute. What do the analysts say? I think analysts really do like this stock. Yes, this is the 12 months target. 370 on the high side, 150 on the low side, and an average of 237. So analysts love this stock. The models, not so much. I think that's quite interesting actually. I wasn't expecting that. So let's have a look at some quick moving averages, the technical analysis. What do we have here? Well, we have a 50-day in green, a 100-day in yellow, and a 200-day in red. And what are we seeing? Well, the price broke through the shorter moving average. We had a lot of negative momentum recently. Obviously, as the price has gone down from 346 at its highest to what it is now. You can see the stock price $168 a share, down a little bit more. But then we broke through some good movement, and you can see it bounced off the 100-day pretty much exactly. And we have previously had resistance back at the 50. But with the share price, this is about to break through it again. So really, this will be some telling days for Nvidia if this share price is about to bounce up and really push through again. Now, if we compare this, see if we can see a similar time. Now, obviously, Nvidia's share price has gone up and up and up, and we haven't really seen it bounce off. But even when here, once it hit the 50-day, it bounced back low and then broke back through, but then dropped again. So this is a really telling couple of days for Nvidia. Can it break through these major moving averages once again? Next, we're going to look at the MACD and the RSI. So we'll have a look at the RSI first. That's the relative strength index. What does that tell us about the stock? And trending sort of towards the middle, but on the oversold regions ever so slightly. Now, if we go back in time, Nvidia has often been in the overbought regions and then dropped down. Whenever it's dropped down in sort of the bull run, it would then have a strong rebound, but more recently it's been oversold and dropping. So it is trending towards oversold regions, but I think this is quite a difficult one. Next, we'll look at the MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence, and obviously we're going to see a negative trend. Yes, negative trend right now, and it's dropped again. Nvidia was in quite a strong negative trend. Look how low the lines are here, well below the zero line. Started to get some positive momentum and actually broke through the zero line here. MACD and signal line crossed back in July, but broke through and then has crossed back down in negative. Now, if the MACD and signal line drop below the signal line, the zero line again, that will be more negative momentum, and obviously it will because the share price is down. So once again, these are really telling days for Nvidia. But overall, the financials are pretty good, but it is hard to justify the price. Yeah, if we just have a look at some of the things at the top here. Quarterly revenue up 3%, data revenue 3.8, quarterly return to shareholders 3.3. Do we have the and there you go, sorry, for the dividend investors. Not a massive dividend for Nvidia, 0.4 cents per share on the 29th of September to all shareholders. The ex-dividend date, September 8th, so buy before then if you want the shares. Right, guys, thanks for watching. Please give a like to the video and enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next time.